Hello, hello. Good morning. Thank you for no worries for coming in early, but good morning and I hope we're all ready to brunch and or build. Um yeah. Please let me know if there's an issue with the music cuz for some reason I can like barely hear it. But that also might just be my own audio settings because on the stream it looks like on OBS the music level looks normal, but I literally can't tell. So please let me know if you can actually hear the music and that it sounds okay. It's brunching time. Okay, I guess we're going to eat this goth girl actually. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Um in case you couldn't tell by what's happening right now, we are working on a 30-minute sister that I've been wanting to build for a while. It's Miss Neverlia. She's really cute. I love her design. Okay, super quiet music. I can turn it up just a little bit. I can turn it up just a smidge and see if it's better, if it balances better. Usually I keep it at like a set volume, but like, yeah, hopefully it's okay. Well, if it's too loud now, let me know. But we're working on Miss Neveralia. She's just like a cute little goth girl. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. But she's just a cute little goth girl. I really love her design. She's like really cool and edgy. Like usually with 30-minute sisters, they're again like meant to be modularized, but and she is. I think she's good. Like I did get an extra part set for her. That has like a scythe. I'm really excited. Yeah, she's got she's got little bat wings. Like she's so cute. I love her design and I'm very happy. And so I just wanted to do a fun little in-betweener because, well, technically I started her last week, but I was sick and so I only streamed for like, honestly, like 40 minutes before my voice gave out, but don't worry, I'm okay now. I've been singing Carole King in the car all week, so I can assure you my voice is a-okay now. And yeah. But we did start Miss Neveralia last week, but I think I really only got like her head done. I didn't really get anything else done on her. Yeah, there she is. Her little head. Oh, this lighting is awful. Oh my god. I'm using, in case you can tell, I'm using a different lighting setup this time, but somehow it doesn't like cooperating with me. Ooh, this is rough. Oh, yeah, I wish I could like dampen this. We're trying. Oh my god, this is funky lighting. Okay. Oh my god. Usually my camera's pretty good. My camera's pretty good with autofocus, but ooh. What? Is she going to? Are we going to focus on her? Going to? There we go. Oh my god, this lighting looks so freaky. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Oh my god, this is somehow worse. What if I do this? Yeah, I think this is what we're getting. Man, what the heck? This is what I get for using different lights. I wonder if even my phone would be I wonder if my phone would work. Honestly, I might be able to make that work, actually. What if I turn off? Okay, we're going to turn off this light. Okay, what if we turn off this light? I probably should have checked these. Oh, wait, what if it just, I turn off the, why does this look better with the light off? Free RPG day on the 22nd. Let's go. Ooh, but now my quality is a little toasty. Okay, genuinely, we might be cooking. Genuinely, we might be cooking. If I can, like, figure out a way to balance this. Ooh, Starfinder. Oh my god, why does this, like, actually kind of work? Wait, if I can counterweight this, we will be, like, actually cooking. Wait. Oh my god. I love using my engineering degree. Anyway, look at that! We're cooking, actually. Turns out, we did it. Starfinder is sick, though. Starfinder is a game that I've always looked at that I have, like, that looks sick, because I'm a big fan of sci-fi adjacent and stuff. Not even just, I just like sci-fi. My favorite TTRPG of all time is Lancer. Like, I do like sci-fi. But anyhow, we've built her head, and now we are building the rest of her. I know there's some, like, funky stuff you can do with her. I'm still not entirely sure what I mean, I know the vibes for her, which is going to be, obviously, she's like cute, edgy, but like, I still haven't thought about the specifics of what I want to do with her. If I want to do any custom work with her, I'm like, honestly, I really like her base design. It's just such a, like, nice design, because with a lot of the other 30-minute girls, I'm like, I want to custom her, I want to do other stuff, but for her, I kind of just like her base design. And I did get extra parts set, because obviously, like, how can I not give her the scythe? How can I not, like, give her the cool scythe? But otherwise, like, I might just do, like, a bit of touch-up stuff. It's pretty fun. One thing I love is how you can do fantasy stuff in space. Cyborg zombies and dragons with plasma cannons. Wait, that's sick. Wait, that's so sick. That's so cool. Man, I'll probably look into Starfinder now. Maybe if I'm in the I'm not sure if I'm going to be in Connecticut on the 22nd, but if I am, I may drop by. I mean, obviously, I would want to drop by for Free RPG Day, if I can, but, like, it's just a matter of whether or not I will be here. Be in the Connecticut, but if I am, we may be cooking. Because it's like Pathfinder, but many centuries later, yeah. I think that's the one thing that I had kind of, like, against it in a sense. Not against it, that sounds kind of bad. I'm not the biggest Pathfinder fan. That's just like a personal thing. I don't know, man. I've just, for whatever reason, I've just never really been a huge Pathfinder guy. But, and I know Starfinder is, yeah, I know Starfinder is like within, it's like within the Pathfinder universe slash like similar system. I'm like, but I think honestly a big reason why I'm not the biggest, it's based on Pathfinder 2E now. Oh, okay. I'll be real, I think a big reason why I didn't like Pathfinder is probably just because I'm a little lazy. I'm just a little lazy, and Pathfinder, when I encountered it, just had like so much that I had to deal with that I was just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Because a friend of mine was like trying to teach me Pathfinder, and I was like, oh, this is before I started getting into like a ton of different TTRPGs where I was like, that's a lot of effort. Pathfinder is a lot of mechanics. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Meanwhile, in this day and age, my favorite quote is Pathfinder 2E is from people who played 1E for hours and realized all the parts they desperately wanted fixed. Honestly, that's really good to hear, because that's exactly how I felt playing Pathfinder 1E. My friend desperately like trying to explain it to me and get me to want to play this game. Like, I think, yeah. But I have not played 2E. But if you're vouching for it, I will give it a shot. Honestly, I want to try Starfinder, because I'm a big sci-fi fan. I'm a big sci-fi fan. So, honestly, that might be, like, a fun thing for me to do at some point. If I can come into the store for the demo, I would love to do that. But if I can't, I'll probably check it out myself, too, and report back. Because I feel like I always talk about whatever TTRPG I've gotten into. Right now, it's still Fabula Ultima for me. I'm still, God, I feel so bad. I've been cooking a Fabula Ultima campaign for like months now, and I have no excuse. I literally have no excuse. It's not even like I'm in school anymore. I'm like, I have free time. I don't know, man. It just happens. Where I'm like, oh, I really want to do this thing. I really want to like finish cooking. At least get started. At least like start my Fabula campaign. One detail I love: 3 action economy. You get 3 actions on your turn. Some bigger take more. Yeah, I've played a few systems that are kind of like that. Lancer is basically, that's how Lancer's action economy works. Too. I have a history of being forever GM, so I get a pile of characters. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Honestly, I do like DMing most of the time more than I like playing these days, just because I'm a huge control freak, and also I like telling stories. I like watching people play my games. It's just a lot of fun, so I feel like I end up, but actually, funny enough, I've been playing in a D&D campaign with one of my friends, and another one of my friends has just invited me to another campaign, and I'm like, oh, this is so odd. I'm not like running anything. I'm just playing. Monarch is my favorite mech in Lancer. The Viceroy variant, I know. Honestly, anything by Smith Shimano is so sick. I'm a big proponent of like just taking the lore of something and tossing it out the window. I'm a big proponent of just like taking the lore and tossing it out the window and rewriting my own. But I actually do enjoy a good chunk of Lancer lore. I don't play super, like, when I ran my Lancer campaign, I 100% like wrote my own world building. I went crazy on that. I went crazy on my Lancer world building. I'm still very proud of it. But there are definitely a bunch of aspects of Lancer that I wanted to keep, specifically like the mech lore and the manufacturer lore is really fun. Like, I love that Smith Shimano is just like the Ferrari of mechs. They're just like the fancy sports cars that make really cool mechs that are like the height of engineering. I love, yeah, Monarch is so sick. Though I am a Horus stan at heart, I'm a Horus stan at heart. I love those freaky little alien mechs. My favorite mechs is still, to this day, Pegasus. I love Pegasus. I love that it has a black hole gun. Yeah. IPS makes mechs to throwing down, and I love them. Yeah, because yeah, IPS is very much like they're the military guys. They make the like not industrial, but they make like they're the business, not the business mechs, but they're like the we mean business mechs. They're like the no frills. You're going to get a tank, and you're going to like it. I respect it, and I love it. Man, I love Lancer, but right now I've been cooking Fabula Ultima, which is a JRPG, it's a TTJRPG. It's very like, it is straight up just like, I've definitely talked about Fabula before, but I will always talk about it again. Like, I've played a bunch of games that are like anime or JRPG inspired, but I feel like none of them have really like nailed it, I guess. Like, none of them really have done an amazing job of really capturing what it's like to play a JRPG or something like that. Like, really captured the mechanics. But Fabula Ultima does a really good job of that. I love Pegasus has future proofing with its 1 damage thing. Yeah. This damage cannot be prevented or reduced. No rule in this book or any other supersedes it. Exactly. One, I love the guaranteed damage, the future proofing, but also the Pegasus, like, that gun is perfect for just like ground suppression, because foot soldiers and grunts are almost always 1 HP. So I literally just like, and it's a half action, so I can still do something else. Or no, I think it's a free action basically. Like, it's just 1 point of guaranteed damage. And it's really, like, I played Pegasus a lot as a support mech. Not like it's not a healer like Black Witch or something, but it is like a ground support. Like, it's a sniper and it's a ground support mech. At least that's how I built it. Because I use that free 1 damage to take out, like, ground troops so often. Because it's just, like, free getting rid of them. Because it's exactly 1 HP, and a lot of those, like, ground troops are 1 HP. It was a great time. But yeah, I feel like Fabula Ultima really does nail. Oh, I love Fabula Ultima, and I really want to run a campaign in it. And I'm my own worst enemy. I truly am my own worst enemy. I'm like, man, I would really love to do this thing. On a flat, yeah. Return mech when your opponent is on a flat clock, yeah. Yeah, literally, like, it's a war of attrition and I will win. Because I am always guaranteed 1 point of damage. I'm always guaranteed 1 point of damage. So eventually, as long as I live, you will die. Even if it will take like 16 turns, I'll do it. We're getting there. Yeah, but truly I am my own worst enemy. I really want to like finish cooking this Fabula Ultima campaign. And I have, the worst part is that I have almost all the materials like cooked. I have it almost finished. I have been so close to finishing for so long. I have. Oh, it's supposed to click. There we go. It's supposed to be like a little. I like when it tells you. I like when the instructions tell you when pieces are supposed to click together. I'm like, thank you. Sometimes there's a lot of the time when I don't press it in enough. Like, if they didn't have that little label to like tell you to click it in, I wouldn't have known, and that piece would have been loose. But a lot of the older kits don't tend to have this. But all the like newer stuff, like 30 Minute Sisters and whatnot, always have this. Man, speaking of 30-minute missions and also mechs, the Armored Core collab kits are so freaking cool. I'm so excited. I'm like vibrating. I'm so excited for the 30-minute Armored Core kits because they look so cool. I'm so excited. The LEGO instructions have changed a lot. Yeah. It is crazy because like I am not like a huge LEGO person. I still like LEGOs. I still have a couple of like LEGO kits that I've built in the past few years. Literally the centerpiece of my coffee table in my home, in my living room, is the little LEGO succulents. They're really cute. I do like Legos, but it's so crazy how much instructions have changed since when I built them when I was younger. Armored Core, man, I gotta play Armored Core one of these days. Man, I have to play Armored Core one of these days. That's another thing. Fun fact, I love Armored Core. I'm a huge Armored Core fan. Have I finished the game? No. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. Not that it's a bad game. It's an amazing game. I love Armored Core. It is so good. It's such a good game. But I really do have like chronic unable to finish things disease. It's so bad. Biggest, most prideful, like I said, like the big Millennium Falcon that I always see whenever I look at the LEGO store that's like $50 billion and like 5 quadrillion pieces. Okay, the $200 one from earlier. Yeah. But that one's so cool too though. I love, like, it's even the smaller one is still like an insane amount of pieces. Those things, like, that thing is crazy. That thing is crazy. To this day, one of my dream LEGO sets is the Saturn V, which is, I'm pretty sure, like, discontinued. I don't think they make it anymore because I have not seen it in the wild. I have not seen it in the wild, but I think about her from time to time. I do think about her from time to time. The big scale Saturn V. Oh, that's such a beautiful kit. It looks so cool. And also Saturn V is just like a historic ship. Like, it's so cool. I gotta start working on my first Christmas season at a Christmas season? Oh, wait, oh my god, I thought you said you're going to start working your first Christmas season at a, I'm like, Christmas season? It's June! What could I do get to make child me very proud? That's honestly how I live my life. Like, everything I ever do is like, would this make child me think I'm cool? Would this make child me think I'm cool? And if that answer is yes, then I do it. I'm like, yeah. I'm just gonna play with robots all the time with my model kits and like play D&D and have a good time. Truly, everything I do is to make sure that me at 10 years old thought I would be really cool now. And honestly, it's been working out pretty good. You know what I've gotten into recently? I've been like properly getting into film photography because I got a film camera a while ago. I want to say like about a year ago, but I didn't really use it a ton, mostly because film photography is an expensive hobby. Film is expensive, getting it developed is expensive. Everything about it is expensive. And so I just like wasn't really able to do much with it until recently. And I have been getting into it a lot and I'm like, it's so fun. And it's one of those things that I'm like, yeah, I think I'm cool. Well, I think me at 10 years old would think I'm cool. Which direction does this go in? Am I? No, I got this. I got this. I know exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, I've been getting into my film photography and having a good time. Me going back in time to tell myself, you like boys and girls, you goofball. Me for real. Me when I was like a little bean and I was like feeling like there's something wrong with me for not like having crushes as a kid and being like I I have distinct memories from being in like 3rd grade and all the other girls were like, oh my god, who do you have a crush on? And I'm like, and I would just like I would just like come up with whatever boy in my class I've like spoken to, because I'm like, I think that's what they mean, right? I think that's what they mean. And I would like just make up a random boy that's in my class and be like, yeah, that one. And I wish I could go back and be like, you are not weird. That is just like a way that some people are. I don't think I could teach I don't know if it's possible, it would have been possible to teach my 8-year-old self, like, the concept of asexuality, but I feel like I wish I could have gone back and spent my years of adolescence knowing what, at least, like, knowing that, you know, there are just people like that. I don't have to, like, try so hard. Also, please don't sell your PS2 games again. Not GameStop! Oh, I bet they gave you like $3. I bet they gave you like $3. I feel like for me, I'm like, I should never have given my brothers my DS games. My DS got handed down to my younger siblings, as a lot of people's are. And you know what they did? They lost my original copy of Pokemon Black. They lost it. My brother lost my original copy of Pokemon Black, and a few of my other games too. Like I had like Phoenix. I had Professor Layton. I had a couple of the Layton games. I think I had Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, despite never having played Ace Attorney. At least at that point. $3 for DBZ, $2 for DBZ, $3 for Kingdom Hearts on the PS2? Yeah. Terrible. I almost sold some of my games to GameStop, but they were once again offering me like $3, and I'm like, no. I think that was for my Wii games though. I think we kept them. Though my Wii no longer works, and those games are definitely like buried somewhere in the aether. Like buried somewhere in an attic. That's insane though. $3 for Kingdom Hearts on the PS2? I've never been a Kingdom Hearts kid. But I did have friends who were Kingdom Hearts kids. I do have friends that were Kingdom Hearts kids. But even I'm like, that's insane. Why isn't this piece getting in there? I was like, there we go. There we go. But yeah, I was never like a Kingdom Hearts kid, but I do know people who were Kingdom Hearts kids. And I feel like there's like a fanaticism to Kingdom Hearts fans. There's like a certain fanaticism to Kingdom Hearts fans that I don't think I could ever understand. I had a friend who got $5 for Paper Mario? That, yeah. GameStop has always been like actual theft. I think they were like going to buy my entire collection of Wii games for like $10, and that was like at least like 8 games. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, absolutely not. Man, that's rough. I'm pretty sure I still have my PS3. But once again, my PS3 is probably like buried in an attic somewhere. But PS3, honestly, PS3 doesn't have the library that PS2 did. I do still love a lot of my PS3 games. PS3 is how I played like Dragon Guard and whatnot, and Persona. Bangers, honestly. I still, you know what's stupid? I still have to play Nier Automata. I've never played Nier Automata. I really should. It's one of those games that I'm like, I know I'll like it. I know like everyone loves Nier Automata. And I know I'll like it because it very much is the kind of game that I mean, it's because I like other Yoko Taro games. I've played and I've enjoyed like other Yoko Taro games. But for whatever reason, I just have never played Automata, which is, I feel like, kind of the hit game. That's like the game that everyone knows. Yeah, the problem is the PS3 got a lot of its library a while in. Yeah, its launch games were not exactly wide. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. You know, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of still how I feel about the PS5. I have a PS4. I mean, you know, it's stupid. I feel like with every console besides Nintendo, I'm a gen behind. I don't care. I got my PS3 like when the PS4 came out, and I got my PS4 like after the PS5 came out. And I'm still chilling with my PS4. I'm still playing through like PS4 games that I've been wanting to play. But the thing is, I know once Nintendo drops like the Switch 2, I know I'll be there, which sucks. I'm like, I wish I wasn't like this, but I am. I know once the Switch 2 drops, I'm going to be in there. But I will still be using my PS4. But honestly, like when I still had, I'm very stubborn, and also I was like, I didn't have money. Well, I did, but like I didn't. I was like very stubborn, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna get a PS4 until the PS5 comes out. But even then, like when I still had my PS3, I was like a little jealous of the games that the PS4 was getting. Like I remember when Automata came out, and like Persona 5 and whatnot, though I still played 5 on PS3. But like, I remember when a lot of those PS4 games were coming out, I was like, I want to play. There's actually some games in there that I kind of want. But, I don't really feel that for the PS5. Nintendo releases Wii U too. I feel like I feel like a conspiracy theorist. I feel like the Wii U might actually like kind of work. Like I know the Wii U was stupid at the time and no one bought it. It's like their worst performing console to this day. And I understand why. But I think the people just were not ready for the Wii U. Okay? If they like knew how to integrate its features a bit better, like I think it could have worked. But then they didn't. How the hell? Like, what am I doing wrong with this? What have I done? I feel, did I do something incorrectly? Is this supposed to be like something that happened that I didn't do correctly? Oh, what the heck? Because this is like that. Oh, I totally put that piece on backwards. This is most definitely backwards. Man. Yeah. But, wait a second. But, genuinely, I don't think the Wii U was like that bad of a console. I think they just like did it badly. Reminded the Wii U had new exclusive Zelda game. Yeah. So there's this piece, it goes this way because it has to go this way, and then this is supposed to go this way. Because I'm a little stupid and I didn't realize I put that on backwards. Yeah, the Wii U had new exclusive Zelda game. Yeah, I honestly think the Wii U like was not that bad. I know it was kind of stupid. It was like a terrible successor like right after the Wii. I will say it was like a terrible successor to like right after the Wii to just make like the Wii but like with an iPad, I guess. That's only useful sometimes. But like, I think if they brought back something that was basically, because I feel like people are yearning for the Wii. People are kind of yearning for the Wii, but forgetting a lot of the problems that the Wii had. But also, the Wii came out in like 2007 or 2007. When did the Wii come out? Was it like 2008? It was like around then. It was like 2007. I'm like, the Wii did come out in like 2007. So she did have some problems because that's what happens when it comes out in 2007. But I do still think that like it was the like I like the Wii. Wii was meant to teach yeah. It was like so user friendly and it was so like how to teach non-gamers to enjoy video games. Like truly that is a family console. Even my mom played Wii games with me. Like the Wii is just a fun thing. And even now I love the Switch. I like my Switch. But it's definitely like you gotta be a gamer. But I did like the Wii, and I think the Wii U like wasn't a bad concept. I just think they just didn't. I think they didn't know what they had a little bit. But you know, that would be the greatest plot twist of all time. If they're like, yeah, here's our successor to the Switch, the Wii U too. That would be insane. I'm honestly very... Problem was tablets are portable and yeah, casuals went to mobile gaming. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like, that's kind of it. I think that was like the biggest gripe with the Wii U, where it was like, it had this whole like little tablet thing, and I thought that was like not a bad idea, but the tablet was kind of useless. Like, there wasn't, you only, like, it was basically just like a bulkier controller. When it's like, wow, okay, I guess I have this little tablet thing, but also like I have a TV screen for my game. And I think what they wanted with the Wii U is like what they did with the Switch. And the Switch is pretty great. I love the idea of like, you can like, I don't know why like a lot of people were kind of hating on it, but I loved the idea with the Switch of you can have it docked and play it like a regular console, or you can have it in handheld. I genuinely like probably played Switch as a handheld more than I played it as a console. I probably still do, because like, yeah, I definitely use the Switch in handheld mode more than I use it as in like docked mode. And like it can still play all of the same games, and it's pretty great. Is that anime trope of deploy it, but sir, it's not ready. Yeah, I feel like with modern technology, the Wii U little tablet concept is like could be banger. I feel like with modern tech, like the little Wii U tablet concept like could work. But they just like it just didn't work at the time, which is a shame. Because the Wii U, I know there's a Fire Emblem game that was exclusive to Wii U that was actually really good. I know there's a Fire Emblem game that came out for Wii U that was like good. And I'm like, man. Which, like, I never had my own Wii U. I only ever like used friends. Because my mom was like, you already have a Wii. We're not getting you another one. And I'm like, okay. So I never got a Wii U. But it did look fun, and I like enjoyed. I thought it was like kind of funky and cool. But that's basically it. But I know Nintendo has been like, they've been teasing a little bit at like the Switch successor, which I guess does make sense because I forgot that the Switch came out in like 2016. And that's like 8 years ago, which is a while. Man, I'm old. We're all old. That's fine. But yeah, Switch came out like almost 8 years ago. Yeah, it came out like summer 2016, so it's been like 8 years. And so it makes sense that they're probably going to launch the Switch successor in the next year or two. And I'm really curious as to like what the heck they're gonna do. Because the Switch, I liked the Switch. 2017, okay, it came out in 2017, so that's 7 years ago. And yeah, honestly, Switch was insane. Launching with Breath of the Wild. But yeah, honestly, that's... Even now, like, I have my PS4. I like my PS4. I don't feel a lot of envy for the PS5. There's still not really any PS5 exclusives that I'm like going crazy about. Because I'm like trying to think. I'm like, is there anything on the PS5 that I'm like really, really itching for that I'm like, man, I wish I could play this game. At least that's Breath of the Wild. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Switch launched with Breath of the Wild. Yeah. PS5, like, what even are PS5 exclusive? I'm like going to, I kind of want to like Google this. Like, what's the current PS5 lineup? Like, what, I can't even use my phone's currently my lighting. I have to use the old computer. Oh, my computer's gonna explode. I'm using my terrible old computer. How few big exclusives it has over 3 years. Yeah, because the PS5 God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, that's kind of it, honestly. Those, like, God of War was kind of the only one I could think of because I didn't play Spider-Man 1. Like, I thought it was a cool game, but I watched a playthrough of it and I was like kind of satisfied with that. Ooh. She's stuttering a little bit. My computer. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of how it feels. That there's not really. Yeah, God of War is kind of the only one that I could think of. And I'm like, yeah, it would have been nice to play God of War 2, but I'm not buying a $500 console for one game. And I would think that it came out like, what, 3 years ago at this point? You'd think that there would be more exclusives. Because I remember, like, when the PS4 came out, I was a little jealous of, like, oh man, there's some PS4 games that I want to play. But, like, I was stubborn and I was gonna wait. And I don't mind waiting. Like, I'm having fun now playing through the PS4 games that I wanted to. Like, I'm having fun playing Armored Core and eventually Nier Automata. And eventually I'll play Nier Automata. Oh yeah, and probably I'll play Monster Hunter World, because I never played World. I've only ever played Generations Ultimate, and I played Rise. So I never got to play World. I'll probably play Monster Hunter World, honestly, because I like Monster Hunter, and they're making a new one sometime soon, and so I want to play that one too. But yeah, honestly, kind of insane that the PS4 has so few exclusives. I guess the one nice thing is that the PS4 is backwards compatible, so like if you have PS4 games, oh yeah, and a lot of the Yakuza games. I'm also still playing through the later ones, that are PS4 games. Like a Dragon is really good, and that's a PS4 game. I don't need a PS5 for that. So I'm like, what even makes the PS5 worth it right now? Like, will it get anything good in the next few years? I'm like honestly kind of surprised that it doesn't. Because I'm still pretty happy with just like my PS4. But whenever Nintendo launches the Switch 2, it's over for me. But yeah. I still gotta finish Armored Core. I really want to finish Armored Core. Armored Core is so good. Armored Core is so good. I'm really trying. I've already told the store. I've already told them that I want the Armored Core games. I want the Armored Core 30-minute missions set. So honestly, I'm either going to get it through the store, or if I can't get it through the store, I will buy it myself. I will very likely buy it myself. Because I desperately... Which way does this go? I want to say it goes this way. I need them. I need the 30-minute missions Armored Core kits because I need to like make my Mech, my Armored Core build reel. I love my Armored Core build. I love my stupid Jumpman Mech. I love it so much that it has like a really freaky black and white oil spill design. It's really cool. I'll probably post, next time I play Armored Core, I might post pictures of it. It's wild how Sony doesn't make like any of the bajillion games that made the PS2 so big. Honestly, yeah. The PS2 had so many, like the reason why the PS2 I think popped off so hard is that like, I mean the PS2 was obviously like a good console and it was like kind of revolutionary in its own right for like, but I feel like it's not like revolutionary the way the Switch was. Like the Switch changed the gaming landscape. And the PS2, like the tech of the PS2 didn't change things that drastically, but I think the reason why it's so beloved is that it just has like a billion games that everyone loved. It has so many games that people liked. And not even just like, there's a lot of random shovelware on the PS2. There's a bunch of PS2 games that just sucked. But the PS2 had so many games, they just threw so much at the wall that even if there are some stinkers, there's enough bangers that people are like, this console was insane. Which is true. And I think the PS4 kind of did that too a little bit, because the PS4 has like a lot of games. There's a lot of PS4 exclusives. I remember there's like, maybe it's just like nostalgia, or if it was just like, I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of PS4 exclusives because I do play a lot, because I'm a big JRPG fan. It feels like a lot of those like random JRPGs that I love are like PS4 games. Without making a game console with games is a good idea. Who could have thought that when you make a game console and have games, it'll do well and people will like it, and that's a good idea. You know, Sony should hire you. I think you got some good ideas. Just simply tell them to make games. But yeah, I'm like, even now I still think the PS4 has like a pretty solid library of exclusives. But PS5 kind of doesn't really have anything that's particularly worth it. I'm like, I'm still not that interested. I'm still pretty satisfied, because also a lot of the games that I would even want to play that are coming out on PS5 are also on PC. So like, I'm like, well, okay, if I want to play the new Like a Dragon, I could play it on PS5, but I could also just play it on PC. I feel like it's just not quite as lucrative to have like console exclusives because PC gaming is like such a thing. And even then, like, I don't have a gaming PC. I just have a laptop. I mean, my laptop is pretty solid, but I don't have like a gaming PC. I would like to have one eventually, but I feel like I'm not. That's kind of funky. I'm like not a huge gamer. I mean, well, it's more like the games that I like to play are not like super resource intensive. I don't play a lot of like super like most of the games that I play are like single player indie games. And those games are not super resource heavy. Like I can run them just fine on my laptop. Um and so I just haven't really had a huge need for a gaming PC. Like I used to really want one, and I still kind of like it's not that I don't want one because it would be nice to just have like a better computer, but I'm not quite as like I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a Switch and a PS4 that I'm like most of the games that I want to play I can find on one or the other. I think people paying over 600 for a graphics card is normal. Yeah. I I ugh, I I hate you cryptocurrency. I hate you cryptocurrency. I'm honestly glad that the cryptocurrency, because honestly, I'm probably going to build my own PC. What I might do is I'll probably just start buying parts here and there, and just like, maybe within like the course of several months, I'll gather enough parts to build a PC and just be like, okay, time to build my PC now. But even now, like even now that it is nice that the crypto industry has crashed a bit, so graphics cards are not as like insane expensive as they used to be. But like at that time I was like, I guess I'm just not getting a PC. I guess that's just not happening. But it's a little bit better now, but it's still like, yeah, even without crypto, it's AAA showing off everything but gameplay. Ray tracing, HD, boom, where game. That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly why I prefer playing a lot of indie games and whatnot, because I just like don't really play a lot of AAA games anymore, because I feel like the appeal is in like, look how beautiful and graphically intensive this game is, and I'm like, I don't care. Where's the game? Is it a good game? Will I have fun? Because if it's really pretty, if all it is that it's pretty, I can just watch a playthrough, and I can just watch it on my nice 4K screen and have a good time and just be fine. Like, what's the point if the game just looks pretty? Yeah, I'm just like, ugh. But I do want to get like a nicer PC eventually, but it's not like at the top of my priority right now, because I do have like a Switch and a PS4, and honestly like 99% of the games that I want to play I can find on one or the other. Or it's like an indie game that I can run on my laptop. Even then, like I feel like my laptop could probably run like Monster Hunter World. I probably could run Monster Hunter on my laptop because my laptop is pretty solid. At least my non-streaming one. Because I have my... These are really little parts. That's a very valid opinion. Yeah. I'm like... I'm pretty happy with like what I have, and like a lot of the games that I would play, it's either like I feel like all the games that I want to play are either like indie games I can play on my computer, or they're like JRPGs that I can find on Switch or PS4. Because yeah, that's kind of it, man. I still have to play Octopath 2. I'm very disappointed in myself that I haven't played Octopath 2. I love Octopath. I'm like, that's a great JRPG. And you know what? It's on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I bought it on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I've purchased Octopath 2. I'm just terrible. I think I just want to be better at like portioning out my time. This is completely unrelated. This is like, I feel like it's kind of going to be a pain to illustrate the spider web of how my thoughts have come to this conclusion. So I'm just going to say it, but I wanted to talk about my new notebook. I've been buying like field. I always like keeping a little pocket notebook just because they're super useful. I always like it's not like a journal, but I like jotting down my thoughts. I like writing things. I also use it to like kind of plan. I don't plan what I talk about on stream, but like I definitely do write down ideas and my thoughts and things that happen to me. So it's like easier for me to like have things to talk about. But also just like functionally useful. I use it for like grocery lists. I use it to like plan things. I use it for yeah, what is stream but a podcast with extra steps? That's honestly how I kind of treat this a little bit. But it's fun though. I like doing it because I'm a big multitasker. But yeah, no, I usually buy field notes, which are really nice little pocket notebooks. They're pretty banger. They're good quality and they're not too expensive. Few ways better to be a small professional than to have a little fancy notebook. Yeah, though they're not quite too fancy. They're just like little pocket notebooks. And recently, Field Notes has collabed with the national parks of America, and they released a line of pocket notebooks with cover arts of all the different national parks, and they're really pretty. Right now, I got a bunch of them. This is the one that I'm using right now. It's supposed to be... This one is the Sequoia National Park. This one's the Sequoia National Park. It's really pretty, which is kind of funky because the other field notes that I have, I think they probably have ones that have like colors or designs, but I always just get the plain black covers because I can buy them in like a pack of 3 for $11 and have a good time. So I always just bought like the plain black cover ones, and they're pretty great. Like, usually I would put stickers on them, and it was fun and cute, and I liked them. But I really love the, like, the National Parks collab ones. They're really pretty, and it's just, like, really nice. I'm very happy. I'm not gonna open it, because it's gonna dox me. But, it's just really fun to just, like, write it. Well, this one, I only have a few pages in it, because I've only had this for, like, not that long. But, yeah. Yeah. I also am like, okay, another thing that I do that I feel like is that I use my pocket notebook for. Okay, whenever I hear like a really loud noise or something like that, like it could be thunder, it could be like a train horn, but just like whenever I hear like a really loud noise outside or like something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, I'll write it down. I always make note of it, of what time it is, and I'll write it down. Because like, what if it's not? What if it matters? What if someday the thing that I think is a random thunder is actually like an important thing that happened? I don't know. I think it's because of Ace Attorney. I think it's Ace Attorney brain rot. That I'm like, yeah, what if it matters? What if I have to like be a witness? You know, what if I get to live my Ace Attorney witness fantasies someday? Of like, someone's gonna come up to me and be like, excuse me, did you hear a sound at some around this time? And I'm like, yeah, actually, I heard a loud sound at exactly 10:03 p.m. They're like, thank you. And turns out that ends up being like the linchpin for their case of some guy like blowing up like a truck full of lettuce or something. I don't know. Like, who knows? Maybe it's like ends up proving someone innocent of like, actually, the explosion happened at this time, which is not when they were there. Which, thus, it could be proved that this is an accident and not an intentional fire. So maybe it's most definitely Ace Attorney brain rot, but you know, you never know. What if someday it matters? So that's another thing that I use my notebook for, is whenever I hear something that's like kind of out of the ordinary, I write it down just in case. And also, because I'm insanely forgetful. I forget. I just forget a lot. I forget a lot of things. I forget a lot of things. Ah, little piece fell off. I forget a lot of things, so I like having my little notebook. I like having my little notebook with me at all times. She almost has a torso. We are getting there. She almost has a torso. Not me taking notes as a DM to make random noises during sessions and then exactly telling the players what they mean. Yeah! That, honestly, that's like a fun little way to like keep people engaged and make them like think about things. Like, my friend who invited me to play in his campaign recently, he's one of the few DMs that I will like, if he's running something, I'll be a player. I usually am a forever DM, but like, if he's running something, I'm in there. And he's really good at like laying a lot of little seeds that you like, that mean something later. And so whenever I play in one of his campaigns, like I take notes obsessively because I'm like, what if this means something later? But like, yeah, honestly, it's like a nice little, it's, in real life, it's me being like, having extreme brain rot / like being paranoid, but you know, it's just like a fun little thing to keep things engaging. But yeah, I really want to finish writing I really want to start writing my Fabula Ultima campaign. I think it's also like, I feel like I've lost, I think part of the reason why I like haven't finished my Fabula Ultima campaign, at least I haven't started running it yet, or I just haven't finished writing it yet, is I'm like, I feel like a little lost in terms of like having a conceptual like clear vision for it. I feel like whenever I'm writing something, or whenever I'm writing like a campaign or something, I have to have like a very clear vision of it. Like for my Lancer stuff, I had a very clear vision of like what I wanted to convey and like exactly the kind of like the vibes that I'm going for and the concepts I'm trying to go for. Like, I don't do super strict campaign writing. It's more of like it's more about establishing the world and then seeing what the players want to do. And kind of molding I usually have an endpoint to the story. I always have an endpoint to the story. Like, I always know what the campaign is building towards. And like, that tends to be what I do. And like, for my Fabula Ultima campaign, I know what my endpoint is. It's a JRPG and they're going to be fighting God. I'm gonna hope that none of you guys watching right now are people that might be in my campaign, because I'm gonna spoil the heck out of it right now. But I am going for a kind of like a retelling of Hades and Persephone. Except I am honestly kind of sad that a lot of modern retellings of Hades and Persephone demonize Demeter. I feel like a lot of, like, I'm not inherently against romantic retellings of Hades and Persephone. Like, I think they're fine. But I feel like a lot of them kind of sacrifice Demeter in order to bolster, like, Persephone's #girlboss image of, like, man, I can't believe my terrible controlling mother is stopping me from being with the love of my life. And I'm like, girl, he kidnapped you. But also, like, I mean, I don't think you have to like make Hades evil, you know? I don't think he has to be the villain. But I don't know, man. I just get kind of sad that Demeter gets demonized in so many modern retellings, that Demeter is always kind of portrayed as this like awful controlling mother. And I'm like, well, the original story is from the Hymn of Demeter. The story of Hades and Persephone is from the Hymn of Demeter. It was a story written for women who have to suffer, like, the loss of their daughters. I'm so, like, I really want to bring back, I really want to, like, emphasize that whole idea of, like, the grief of a mother, of like having your daughter taken from you, whether it's literally or figuratively by society. Because again, the time period that the story was written in was one where like as soon as a girl is old enough, she's just going to get married and sold off from her family. And that mother has to like part from her daughter so early. Yeah, that is exactly correct about the original myth. It's supposed to like tell the feelings of a mother and how she grieves over the loss of her daughter, not like in a literal sense, because it's not like her daughter, it's not like the average mother's daughter like dies, but she has to like give up her daughter in order for her daughter to go become a wife, because you kind of we're not allowed to be both, and that sucks. And like there's so many interesting themes of like love and grief and like how society kind of is the direct driver for, is kind of like the exact reason why a mother is forced to give up her child. And it sucks and it's terrible, and it's like about how women are dehumanized and considered like objects. And I just am so sympathetic to Demeter. And so the original concept of this, yeah, my camera, I forgot to bring my little thing that keeps it from doing that. But it should be okay next week though. I just forgot to bring it with me. I'm in the Connecticut. And I'm actually in the Connecticut right now. But I'll talk about why I'm in Connecticut later. I have to be better at like not jumping between topics. Oh, this is not the piece I'm supposed to cut out. Okay, I almost cut out a piece I was not supposed to cut out. Would have been bad. We're good now. But yeah, this is a retelling. The original concept of this campaign is a retelling of Hades and Persephone, except it's very much like, it's about a young goddess. It's about like how it's about, so I always like to give my players like basically a 1 to 2 page introduction on the world and the campaign to introduce, to like get people into it. Usually it's like a short story. I don't know, usually it's just like, it tends to be just like a mood setter for the campaign. Sometimes it's about lore, sometimes it's like, it really depends. Sometimes it's explaining the origins of the world, sometimes it's like just like describing an event that happened or something like that. It's always just like a mood setter for the campaign, and to give people an idea of the feeling of the campaign and also like a little bit of context on what's actually happening. And what I want to do for this one is I've written like a little myth of like, so the campaign takes place in a kingdom. It's very like, the actual campaign itself is going to be very like Monster Hunter-y, but we're getting there. Yeah, no, my mood setter is written as, I'm still working on it. It's not done yet, which is honestly probably the biggest reason why I like haven't launched this campaign yet, because I am not quite satisfied with my little like myth. But basically, in this world, the pantheon of gods are animals. I very much like the concept of animal pantheons, and I wanted to do that. So I'm definitely taking bits and pieces from a lot of I'm definitely taking bits and pieces from a lot of different like mythologies. There's a little bit I'm taking from Egyptian and Indian and Greek mythology, and just like a lot of things going on. But basically, it's an animal pantheon, and the myth is that this king wants to gain the blessing of a god so he can start his own kingdom. Well, at the time he's like a prince, but he wants to start his own kingdom, and he wants the blessing of a god to help him do it. So he goes on this epic journey to up to basically like the equivalent to Mount Olympus, so he can petition and gain the favor of a god so that he can get power. But when he gets there, he's blinded by the beauty of a swan goddess. And basically she gets injured accidentally, and he nurses her back to health, and they end up falling in love, and they found this kingdom together, which is where the campaign will take place. And they found this kingdom together. But eventually the gods become angry because demigods are like a thing. Like, it's okay for a god to just like have a kid, but then go away back to the heavens, because, you know, it's not like a demigod has the full power of a god. They're a demigod. And even then, it's like, you know, it's one of those things that they can kind of turn a blind eye to. But the most a god is able to do in terms of like meddling with the mortal realm is like you can bestow a blessing or you can bestow a demigod. Like, that's about it. But they're really mad that this goddess is directly meddling with affairs of the mortal realm herself, and that's not good. And so they want to basically destroy. She had like her and the now king like have children, and they're like, she's like, and they've built this kingdom together, but the gods want to destroy it because they think humans should not have access to that kind of power, and they want to take her back to heaven. And so they come after her, most specifically her mother, who's like basically just thought her daughter was gone and had to watch all of this happen and not know how to get her, like not even know that her daughter was there and that she could get her back. And so they incur the wrath of the gods, they try and destroy the kingdom, but ultimately the swan goddess sacrifices herself in order to like enshrine her kingdom and protect her children and basically hide it from the ire of the gods. And that's how the kingdom was founded. And that's kind of like that's like the myth that everyone knows. That's what everyone knows, and that is what I'm telling the campaign. That's the introduction. But basically, the conflict in this campaign is the swan goddess's mother has basically been cast out of heaven for going mad. She went mad with grief over her daughter, and thus was like kind of imprisoned in the mortal realm. But basically, she's coming out of her cage and she's not doing just fine. And so the final boss of the campaign will be the mad goddess who wants to avenge her daughter. But also, like, I feel like I didn't do a good job of painting her sympathetically, because I'm calling her a mad goddess, but like, basically, she's upset because the reality is that her daughter was more or less like coerced. Her daughter was kidnapped. The story, the founding of the kingdom, doesn't include that, but her daughter was basically just kidnapped. She was young, she didn't know any better, and she was kidnapped, and she fell victim to this man who wanted the power she could offer. And in the end, sacrificed herself. And like the mother goddess like doesn't view her sacrifice as necessary, in that sense of like, all of this could have been prevented if it were not for that man and his descendants. Like, she didn't have to die. And is driven mad with grief, and it's very much like, I want the party to like, over the course of the campaign, kind of hint, because at first they don't know that the mad goddess is the reason why everything is happening. It's a Monster Hunter campaign. I want to keep it that way. I want it to be very like kind of Monster of the Week-esque, but like if Monster Hunter if the story was good, like Monster Hunter if the story was good, basically. And so, yeah, I need D6? Yeah. And so, honestly, talking about it has really been helping me, like, flesh out this campaign a bit more. Um, so, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to me. And letting me just, like, spitball and brainstorm. But I want to keep it very Monster Hunter, but I want there to be, like, hints of story. And again, like, I also want there to be room for individual, like, character narratives. I always like campaigns that have, like, character narratives. The other nice thing about this being, like, a JRPG-esque campaign is that that makes pacing a lot easier, because I can now pace this campaign like a JRPG. I can have, like, multiple chapters and, like, structure the story within, like, the multi-chapter structure, and just, like, have, like, chapter conflicts and be able to, like, focus on character narratives, and depending on what my players want to do, like, fold that into the world and the story that I have. Because also, I've done a lot of world building. I've done a lot of world building. I definitely one of my downfalls has been, like, putting so much effort into the world building that I'm like, I forget a little bit. I'm like, oh, I should, like, actually run this. But then I just keep adding to the world building because it's so much fun. But there's, like, a whole map. I've already explained. I've done so much. I've done so much. This is supposed to go. Oh, this is supposed to go this way. I can do this. But yeah. That, honestly, before I said all this out loud, I was like, I don't have a good vision for this campaign. But now that I've said it out loud, that's a pretty solid vision for this campaign. That's a pretty solid vision for this campaign, actually. But that's pretty nice. Actually, I'm, like, suddenly very motivated to continue writing it, because I feel like I lost a lot of motivation to continue to, like, work on it because I didn't have, like, a clear vision and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I'm still, like, a little bit unclear, but I'm pretty, like, oh, actually what I have is a pretty clear vision. I think I just gotta do it. I just have to do it. I'm very excited. I want to run this campaign. I put a lot of effort into it, and I really want it to, like, capture that JRPG fantasy feel. Like, again, the final boss is God. That's how all JRPGs are. And I really like how I've decided to incorporate the final boss god into the story, because I also want they will have to fight the mad goddess, but I don't want her to be, like, she's the antagonist, but I want her to be a sympathetic antagonist. Like, I want there to be the option they don't just, like, kill her. If they want to just kill the mad goddess, they can do that, but I want her to be very sympathetic. Like, I've basically already written, like, her boss speech, even though the campaign hasn't even started yet. I've basically already written, like, her boss speech. And it's, like, I think, like, the main theme, like, that I'm going for in this campaign is like love and memories is kind of what I'm going for. I know that sounds very vague, but I really want the story to emphasize, like, you are what you love is kind of what I'm trying to emphasize. And she is the love, the embodiment, like, the love she has for, of course she is, like, a powerful goddess in her own right, but the thing that mattered most to her is the love for her daughter, and how that was just taken from her by this human, and how much that will break someone. And, like, I want to have, like, little smaller narratives within the campaign that emphasize, like, you are what you love. Like, that is the most important thing in this world. Like, the only thing that truly belongs to you is the love that you have for others, and what what you love is the only thing that you truly like own are your feelings. And that's kind of like, that is the main theme, that is the main concept that I'm going for. And I guess it will be easier to figure that out once I have players. Again, like, I feel like I just want to run like, once I have players, because the other nice thing, the other reason why I feel like I prefer DMing more than I like playing is I get to just have my players write part of the campaign for me. I love seeing what, like, the kind of characters that players have and what kind of stories they want to tell with their characters. And I love figuring out how to incorporate that into the larger story and larger world that I've created. And see what they do with it. And, like, not even just see what they do with it, but just, like, do stuff with it and see what happens and have a good time. And this is back upside down. Just got back from lunch, and from these ideas, you and I have a lot to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to. I feel like I'm going insane, but I love my Fabula campaign, and I feel like I just need players, because the way I tend to write campaigns is I write the beginning and I write the end. I write the beginning and I write the end. Whatever's in the middle is very much dictated by my players, and like what I very much enjoy, like, character narratives. I feel like the vibes for that video game I want to make, like, real bad. Yeah! These feel like I really want, like, those fantasy. I'm very much, like, on a fantasy kick, like a more traditional fantasy. Well, not quite. I'm not really, it's not this, I'm like JRPG fantasy is what I want right now. JRPG fantasy and, like, D&D fantasy are very different things in my brain. And what I want right now is, like, JRPG fantasy. Now, honestly, in this world, it's not like I've written in for, like, other fantasy races. There's humans, and oh yeah, the other thing is that in this world, Beastkin there's humans and there's Beastkin. Beastkin are considered, like, on the level of demigods, because they are, like, there haven't been, like, any new demigods, and like, there's, like, the creation of new demigods is not that common. Like, after everything that happened with the Swan goddess, like, there was definitely kind of, like, a very long pause on gods even getting mildly involved with the mortal realm. It's like, we gotta stop altogether. And so there haven't been new demigods in a while, but I am open to, like, it's been long enough that maybe there could be more, who knows. But for the most part, like, Beastkin are considered descendants of demigods / descendants of the gods themselves. So they're considered powerful / like, I guess, I feel like a lot of, like, D&D fantasy tends to treat elves kind of like pseudo-nobility. And I feel like Beastkin in this world are treated like that. They're treated as almost like literal, because they're like literally descended from the gods. And so Beastkin tend to be in positions of power. Not necessarily always, but rulers of, like, people in power tend to be either Beastkin themselves or descended from Beastkin. Like, I want there to kind of be a spectrum. There's people, like, instead of having, like, different fantasy races, I'm kind of more going for, like, there's humans on one end, and there's, like, very traditional, like, Beastkin on the other. Like, this is like straight up anthro on the other end, and there is, like, a spectrum. So, like, there are people that have, like, more or less animal traits. Obviously, like, pure Beastkin are the most powerful, but people within that even have, like, Beastkin lineage that have, like, animalistic features are still considered, like, powerful, because they are also descended from the gods. That still shows, like, proof of divine lineage. So instead of having, like, fantasy races, I'm still like, I don't know, man. I'm not completely against the idea of incorporating fantasy races, besides like humans and beastkin and in between, but like it just feels like it'll muddle my concept a little bit, because it's just like I haven't really written anything that like involves other fantasy races. Though I guess if my players really want to pitch for other, if I have GMing, yeah, good evening at 12:25 p.m. Good evening. If I have players that really want to pitch for other fantasy races, I could figure it out. But the way it is now, I don't really have like fantasy races, but I do really like the JRPG fantasy stuff. I really do. So I could be inclined to include like other fantasy stuff, because I do have like this whole concept of divinity, but it's more like mythology than it is like good and evil, which is why I'm definitely taking a lot more inspiration from like polytheistic pantheons, you know? It's not like there's angels and there's devils, there's good gods and there's bad gods. like there's a whole animal pantheon, they're doing all this stuff, and there's some that are better than others and some that are worse than others in terms of morality and what they choose to represent. But also like, yeah. Wait, am I stupid? Does this go this way? No, it goes this way. Oh, wait a minute. We did it. It only took me like 30 seconds to figure out how two pieces fit together, but we did it. But I don't know. Because I do want to lean into the JRPG fantasy thing, though, I may be inclined to include other fantasy races, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. I just didn't really write anything for it. But I'm not against it, because I have really been on that JRPG fantasy kick. Like, I want the vibes. I've been thinking a lot about how, like, humans and beastkin interact with each other. I've been thinking a lot about how, like, humans and beastkin interact with each other and, like, the implications of, like, how they interact with each other. But I do also kind of want a more diverse experience instead of just, like, humans, beastkin, and in between. So I may be inclined to include other fantasy races. Depends on what my players are gunning for. I feel like I can tell the stories that I want to tell with just humans and beastkin and in between, but it also is like a matter of what stories my players want to tell. And if their story involves, like, I want an experience that's outside of what you've defined as what humans and beastkin and how they interact with each other and how they interact with the world, I want an experience outside of that. I would be more than welcome to, like, accommodate that. Like, I'm very much, I truly do not understand people who, like, really rules lawyer, that kind of really rules lawyer a lot of stuff. That, like, I'm sorry, you can't do that because the rules and the, like, system doesn't allow for it. And I'm like, well, it depends on what they want to do. Like, as long as you're not, like, breaking everything and you're not like, actually, I want my character to be like an all-powerful archmage right off the bat, and I'm like, that's not, you can't do that. But I'm very much like okay with bending rules and changing things and changing concepts in order to, like, preserve what my players want to do. Because they are, like, what the bulk of the story is. Like I said, I write the beginning of a campaign and I write the end of a campaign, and how they get from point A to point B is completely dependent on the players. Like, that's the other thing, is I'm very picky, you know? If you're not in it for the character narratives, then you're not playing in my campaign. If you don't have like a character and a story you want to tell with your character, then what is the point? I'm very much like into the narrative stuff, and so I'm very excited. Like, I think part of it is I'm just itching. I think part of why I felt kind of directionless with this campaign is I'm just like itching to do something with it, but I've realized I've written the beginning and I've written the end and I haven't written what's in the middle, and I need players to write what's in the middle. And so I think I just really gotta like launch this campaign and see what happens. And so hopefully, I mean, I feel bad. I've mentioned I've mentioned this campaign to a few other of my friends before, and I'm like, and so I'm like, yeah, I want to write this campaign, but also I feel bad that I've been like saying that I'm going to write this campaign for months. I've been saying I'm going to run this campaign for like months now, and I'm like, I will. But yeah, man, I spent so long talking about this campaign. I'm still working on my Miss Girl. I still haven't quite decided the like big kit, because right now this 30-minute sister, she's an in-betweener kit. As you may know, in Brunch and Build canon, I like to punctuate big builds with smaller builds. So I'll do like a master grade or a real grade, and then I'll do like a 30-minute missions or a high grade right after. Like something I can finish within a couple weeks. Just as like a cooldown, and also just like while I figure out what kit I'm building next. And there's a few contenders. There's a few candidates. I still haven't decided what kit I want to build after this. I mean, I want to at least have like her together, and I love her. I'll probably keep working on her next week, because technically I like to do these in-betweener projects within like 2 weeks. But I kind of don't want to count last week because I only streamed for like 40 minutes. And I was sick the whole time. So I didn't really do a lot of progress with her. And so honestly, I might can this build be in the Wholesome Games Direct? She is cute, okay? She's a cute goth girl. She can be in the Wholesome Games Direct. She's got little bat wings. I'm going to build her a scythe. I literally bought an expansion just so I could give her a scythe, and she's just gonna be like a cute little devil girl. And I like her concept. So she's direct if so chosen. Don't worry, this is a family-friendly space. I don't do builds that are, I don't really do anything spicy. There's no spicy builds on here. Those ones you gotta do, those ones are only for After Dark, which I'm kidding about, by the way. After Dark isn't real. But I have been expanding my personal stuff a bit more. I have been, well, not expanding, it's more like I've just been doing, so far I've done 2 test streams on my personal channel, and I'll probably do a 3rd one sometime soon. I've been forth between New York and Connecticut every weekend. It's rough. It's been rough. I've had to go back and forth between Connecticut every weekend. What earlier? Reason why you are buffering really bad. What the heck? My connection is pretty decent. I don't know what's happening. Let's check my connection. My connection looks okay on my end, at least. Why am I buffering? I don't have like anything extraneous open. I don't even think, what's happening? I don't even think my parents are home right now, so it's not like anyone else is using the bandwidth. What the heck? Let me check. Ah, my phone is being used as my lighting right now, so I can't check on my phone either. Okay, temporarily we shall. I'm sorry, the lighting is going to be bad for like just a minute. Let's check on the YouTube. Really, when I have it open, on my phone, it's not buffering too bad. It's not buffering at all. What the heck? Okay, we'll bring back my lighting. We'll bring back my lighting. Okay. There we go. Ah! Seems better now? Okay, good. Wow! My camera! Okay, we're good. My camera's back. My lighting's back. Sorry we're scuffed this week. I'm still in Connecticut. I've been traveling back and forth so many times. YouTube specifically saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What the heck? I was able to view it okay on my phone. I didn't have any issues. What the heck? Didn't work on my machine a second ago. Your bitrate might be dipping. What the heck? I'm just trying to build my goth girl. I'm trying to build myself a goth GF, and my connection said no, you're not allowed to build yourself a cute goth GF. Die. What the heck? Okay, let me double check my connection. Okay, let's double check my connection. How do I check my bitrate? I feel like I'm very technologically inept. Probably just YouTube itself having an oopsie poopsie. Honestly, very possible, because it doesn't look like my connection has dropped at all. It doesn't look like my connection. It's fine for me right now? Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. If anything happens, please let me- if anything else happens, please let me know. And I'll see what I can do about it, because that is very strange. It doesn't register. Like, my video has been smooth on my end, but also I'm the one streaming, so it's probably, obviously it's going to be smooth on my end, but when I checked the stream on my phone, the connection seemed fine. So, could just be YouTube choosing to explode for fun. But who knows? Who knows? But anyhow, I'm trying to build myself a cute goth girl. Please. Let me. How else am I supposed to get a cute goth GF? No, that sounds well, it's for fun. It's for fun. It's just jokes. But I'm just trying. I guess YouTube hates women. I guess that's the only conclusion. Seems okay now. We can troubleshoot after the stream. Yeah. I guess YouTube just hates women. Hates mecha women. Rest in peace. Or another piece I was supposed to cut out. Because this is 7. This is 5. This is 1. Oh, no, that's 4. And this is 5. 5 is the one I forgot to cut out. I was like, there's 3 pieces here, but the instructions say I need 4. But soon she shall have a torso, and we will be able to put her head on the torso, and she'll have an upper body. Well, she won't have arms yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. She will have arms and a torso eventually. But what direction? Go. Oh yeah, because these are for her little leg bits. The face doesn't look wholesome. For Jeff Keighley's wholesome direct. She's just like a cute, she's got like a little smug face. Oh, if only my camera will focus. But, she's got a cute little, she's got a little smug face, okay? She's got a cute, she's got a cute little smug face. Listen. She's only up to light mischief, I promise. She's only up to light mischief. I feel like I messed up. Because yeah, this goes this way, and is this 4? And where did 5 go? There's supposed to be another one. Did I? No, here it is, here it is. 5 is the one that's completely straight, and then 4 is the one that juts out. Or am I supposed to do it this way? No, it definitely looks like it goes this way. Smug negativity, not wholesome. No! She is only trying to spread some light mischief. She is only participating in wholesome pranks. I definitely feel like I did this wrong. I definitely feel like I did. Because this goes this way. Okay. Okay. And then this is supposed to go here the other way. But I definitely feel like I'm doing something incorrectly here, because it's not like fitting together in a way that I think is correct, but we're just but also like I think it just is like that. But also, wait a second, I think I no, did I drop it? Oh, I think this is supposed to go the other way. I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to assume that this goes this way, because I think that's the correct way. But anyhow, I can't, because I think I dropped the other one. At least it's better than my... It is marginally better than my shag carpet, than my usual shag carpeting. But, oh god, I have to find her the leg piece. I have to find... Where the heck did it go? Oh, nar. Oh, nar. Her little leg piece. I'm gonna have to borrow my steal the lighting once again. Man, she's supposed to have legs. She needs these pieces so she can have legs. She needs this piece so she can have legs. Where the heck did I drop it? Where did it go? But it's not even like I can. Man, it's not even like this is a. There's no. I don't think there's spares of this one. I don't think there's spares of this one, and also, it's a leg piece. It's not like I can just forget about it. I really need this one. It's for her leg. Man. Right when I was just talking about how she's only up to light mischief, like. Oh wait! I found it! I found it! I found it! I found it! Oh thank God! Oh. Oh. We're cooking. We're living. We're cooking. We're back. We're so back. We are so back. Okay. Putting. Oh shoot. My lighting. There we go. Sorry for the hair cameo. For 1 second there, I was like, kind of just in a mess trying to get her legs back, her little leg piece back. But now we are a-okay. We're good. There we go. This feels more correct. And I think this is the correct one. I don't know why the instructions made it seem like that piece was supposed to be the other way around. But turns out it's not. The instructions were kind of unclear and a bit confusing as to which way that piece was supposed to go. But anyhow, crisis averted. Crisis has been averted. always like to, I feel like whenever I make these little 30-minute sister girls, we like to come up with little collaborative stories for them. And so we want her, she's smug, and she's got kind of an evil girl design. She's got little bat wings and a smug face. But we want her to be wholesome enough to be featured in Jeff Keighley's Wholesome Games Direct TM. Okay? So she will only be engaging in light mischief. But I want us to come up with like a little backstory for her. Her name is Neverlia, which is what the name of this kid is. She's Neverlia. She's MS Neverlia. She's very cute. I love her design. She's got little bat wings. But we want to come up with a little story. What? I just saw a spider. There's a spider. There's a spider on my wall. There's a spider on the wall. There's a spider on the wall. It's like over there, but it's like 2 feet away. It's 3 feet away from me. On the wall. What? Oh, I can't. Oh, if it falls, I'm going to die. It looks like it's struggling to hold onto the wall. Ugh. If it falls though, like, it's actually over for me. I will die in real life. It looks like it's struggling to hold onto the wall. Launch the MS Brigade on it. I wish I could. I wish I could. Ah! It's moving. It's moving. I'm sorry the stream got derailed. I am losing it a little bit. There's a big spider. It's big. It's like the size of my thumb section, like this big. It's like this big. It's a big spider. I see it. It's moving. It's on the wall, but it looks like if I fall and then I'll die because then it'll be on the ground. Please take care of it. It's serious. I know. It's serious to me. I know it's like over there. It's like not super close to me, but it's starting to like be out of range. Oh. Do I hit it with the slipper? It's starting to become like out of range. It's starting to become like too much in a corner for me to hit it with my slipper. But I also don't want to. I hate touching bugs. I know technically I'm not touching bugs, but that's still too close of a range. Usually I'm a bug spray enjoyer. Usually I keep bug spray in my home so I don't actually have to get close. Ooh. You know, one time there's a really big spider that I saw on my bed. I almost died. Okay, there's a spider. It was on my bed and I killed it. But I had the chocolate. Yeah, I know it will be effective. I have it. I have its power, but I'm scared. I had a can of. Okay, I have to put a disclaimer. Don't do this at home. My disclaimer is don't copy me. I'm a bad influence. Don't do this at home. I had a can of compressed air. And fun fact, the reason why they tell you to never flip it upside down and spray it is because if you do, it will basically just spray straight liquid nitrogen. But I knew this, and I abused this. And so I literally just like, I was so like, I didn't want to get close to it that I just like sprayed the spider with liquid nitrogen until it froze to death. Which is not good. I definitely felt lightheaded from the fumes. So don't do that. It's very dangerous. But that is the extent I'm willing to go. Because even then, I feel like I am too... I can't even like utilize the chancla. If the bug is too big, I can't do it. There are some bugs that I don't hesitate to use the chancla on, but there are some bugs that if it's too big, I just can't do it. Like, what if it jumps on me and then I die? Like, I'll just die. Okay, it went behind something. Oh, it went behind something. Oh, Jeff does not think that's wholesome. Listen, Jeff. If you don't think it's wholesome, you can kill this spider yourself. You could have killed it yourself if you don't think that's wholesome. But liquid nitrogen atom bomb. Okay. The spider went behind something. It's getting further away from me. Okay. Okay. We're gonna say, for the sake of the stream right now, out of sight, out of mind, baby. It's out of sight, it's out of mind. I'm gonna pretend it's not there, because I don't see it anymore, and it was going away from me, and it went underneath something that I can't get to anyway. So, if I see it again, you guys will know. But for now, we are just going to continue with my mecha girl. We're gonna continue building my girl. And hope that I don't die. And hope that I don't die. Yeah, I am... Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. I hate bugs. I'm terrible with bugs. It's really bad. It's really bad. If a bug is too big, I can't even whack it with a shoe because I'm like, what if it jumps on me? Which has happened before, okay? I think the reason why I like it is because one time in my youth, I tried to whack a bug with my shoe, and while I was approaching it, it jumped. And I died that day, by the way. I died that day. And then I came back. And so now I live in mortal fear whenever I see a big bug. I think one of my friends sent an article at some point that's like something about like jumping spiders coming to the East Coast, and I'm like, it's over. You know, I don't live in Australia. I'm like lucky in the sense that at least the East Coast, the Northeast, is like not known for having crazy bugs because it gets cold. So we don't have scorpions like Texas does, and the American Southwest, you know, we don't have scorpions. We don't have insane jumping spiders like Australia does. Okay, I thought, you know, we're kind of okay. You know, I'm safe here at least from the worst of the bugs. And now that safety is being threatened. I am just trying to live. I am just trying to live. At this rate, I may be forced to move to Alaska. It may be my only hope. Is a zombie? Yeah. I am a zombie. I died that day, actually. Those many years ago. And I have just been resurrected by a necromancer. And living as an undead ever since, actually. I'm sorry you guys had to find out like this. But I couldn't keep it from you for this long. I could not bear. Which way does this go? Okay. Her lower torso is coming together. Okay. Yeah, actually, I've been a zombie this whole time. I was resurrected by a necromancer. And then, the necromancer decided to abandon me to my own devices. Or maybe they're the ones that revived me because they knew someday I would become a streamer. And they're like, this is actually part of their grand plan this whole time. you know, this may be the future of streaming, is undead puppets. I've actually just been an undead puppet this whole time, by the way. I'm sorry you guys had to find out like this. How the heck does this fit together? What on earth? Where the heck does this fit together? Because it doesn't look... Oh, does it? Wait. Okay, so there's... Oh, so there's this little slot. I'm beginning to understand now. There's this little slot, which goes into this little slot, and we did it! We did it! We've done it. I have done it. Excellent. Excellent. I, too, can figure out how to construct the lower torso of an anime girl. But yeah, she is perfectly wholesome. Oh, there's another piece that I forgot. Where's the bee runner? There's a piece that I forgot. Oh no, it's the D runner, not the B. D5. It's like, is that like a funky design? No, it's just like the instructions telling me how the connection works. I was like, is this supposed to have like a funky design on it? It doesn't. It's just me misreading the instructions. Okay, so this is this way. Okay. And then this slots in. Oh man, I dropped it. Why do I keep dropping things? Why do I keep dropping things? Please. Where did it go? Homunculus. I've actually been a homunculus this whole time. Which of the 7 deadly sins would I be? Is the real question. I can't really think of one. I, like most people, am an amalgamation of different sins. Because I too am human, and that is what people are. But also, like, the whole idea of sinning and is like, I'm not the biggest fan of like, man, I don't know if right now is the time to get into my theological views. Where the heck did this piece go? Ugh. It's not super necessary. Luckily, this piece is not quite as like crucial. It's just like a little design piece. If it's gone forever, rest in peace. I think it went underneath something and now it is gone. Luckily, it's not a super crucial piece. I think we'll live without it. But it's okay. It's okay. There is that. There we go. Lighting. Right here, right now. Yeah, sloth maybe. Hey! Hey! I can't say that you're wrong. I feel like... Yeah, I feel like out of the 7 deadly sins, sloth is probably the most accurate for me. But again, like I said, I, like any person, am an amalgamation of sins. Because you're not everything else? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not particularly prideful, but I do have my moments of like pride and greed. Like, I am like, okay, I think functionally the concept of the deadly sins is like, I'm like, well, okay, so I'm not like entirely, because I'm not against the idea, because I'm very much of like, religion exists, should exist as like the good of people. Have you seen some of those cuts? Listen, I My Mecha Girls and my Gundam. I can't even defend myself. I promise. My less wholesome Mecha Girls are built out of love. It is not. I have pure intentions. I only do it out of pure intentions. I promise. Totally. Definitely. Anyway, she has a torso now. Honestly, I actually kind of like this little piece, this little bit is missing, but I kind of like the idea that it's empty, that you can just use it to like, she's a mecha girl. I like girls that have like the robot part, that you can see the robot parts, okay? I like that she's actually a mecha girl. I'm not the biggest fan of like mecha girls that are like very, very like human, and you can't really distinguish the fact that they're part robot. I want it to be obvious that they're like cyborgs or androids. But anyhow, it's about that time. Excellent timing. She has a torso. She has a torso, and we shall pick back up next week. Look at the waistline on that Barbados. Listen, maybe a little bit, okay? There may be a little bit of unwholesome ideas towards Barbados. Zooey mama. Barbados. I love you, Barbados. We love you, Barbie. Reminds me of those high-scale torso busts of characters. Yeah. She's pretty funky and cool. Those like $1,000 quarter scale figures, yeah. Those like $1,000 quarter scale busts of characters are insane. I do kind of want one of Miku though. I will not lie to you. We're not gonna get into this now. I have to go. I must go. It's about that time. I have a thing that I'm doing today that I'm going to. So I have to go get ready for that. And yeah. I shall see you all next week to hopefully finish my girl. Finish the cute goth girl. And yeah. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. I shall see you all next week, 11 a.m. EST as always. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye-bye!